Yo, what's up, Jackson? Hello. The record is almost done. We are one track away. All the pre-masters are in except for one track that just needs to be finagled a little bit. I'm taking a break at the moment before I get in and finagle. How are you? Let's chat. Video game music remix album coming soon. Also, 2 of the tracks on the album, full-length tracks, are available for download right now. Patreon.com/Ben Briggs. Only $1 up front will get you 2 tracks immediately. We did it. We did it. The album's almost finished. Every song is the coolest thing I've ever made. My friends are so talented. All the collabs are insane. The masters are sounding so clean and thick. Couldn't be happier. So I'm gonna sing some songs to blow off some steam. Watching X-Files. Yeah, if you want those, the first 3 tracks on the album are on Patreon now. You can have them. And they're like slightly beta versions, so they're gonna be slightly different than what the public gets on July 22nd. So they're sneak peek versions that'll be slightly updated, but you get them as soon as they're done, you know? Because they're definitely done enough to be listened to and enjoyed. Where's my guitar pick? So I'm having a beer. I'm gonna play some songs for fun. Messed around with trying to imitate SNES sounds today. Found it a headache and a half. Made music again. Any suggestions? You should use Fruity Sound Font Player. Like if you use FL Studio, Fruity Sound Font Player with the FL Studio stock expressions, like there's, if you're in the piano roll, there's like little extra MIDI expressions, like slides, that work with Fruity Sound Font Player. And you can find sound fonts with the instruments from every single SNES game. Just Google SNES sound fonts, and you'll find them. And then that's the easiest way, in my opinion, is you can just make a bunch of Fruity Sound Font Player channels, and you can use that slide feature. You can slide pitch, you can slide volume, you can do a lot with just the default sort of. Yeah, I recommend sound fonts in FL Studio. That's how I do it, and it's never failed me. But if you're looking for tracker stuff, like I don't know. I can't wait for the new album either. I'm so stoked. Patreon.com/Ben Briggs. For only $1 up front, $2 up front maybe, you get the first 3 songs on the album immediately. You can just go and download them from the feed. So I haven't been able to play my acoustic in days. This is day 13 of working on this album nonstop with only 2 days off. I think we've recorded over 150 hours of footage of me streaming the process of making the album. All the collaborations, we've got footage from people working in their DAWs, we've got footage from me, we've got conversations about compromising on composition, we've got tutorial-ish segments where people are explaining what they're doing. All those VODs are available if you subscribe to my Twitch channel. You can scrub through them, or you'll have access to the VODs permanently on Patreon. I'm going to put those all as unlisted links on YouTube, so Patreon or Twitch if you want the VODs. And that's all going to be edited down into a documentary, like a film. We're going to make a film about, I finished my magnum opus in 2 weeks. Like, that's the story. You certainly do not need to make your own sound fonts out of SPC files, but if you do, you have an opportunity to make them better than the ones that are currently available, because a lot of them are out of tune and stuff. Like, if you want to do that, you'd be doing people a favor, and you could set up a resources site, and I would spread that shit like wildfire. Like, slightly improved versions of the, Ultimate Mega Drive sound font, and yeah, that would be sick. because there's sound fonts for individual games that we all use. There we go. I'm playing dead, perfect pose, cold turkey with a human head of a stunted kid who hopes someone will worry about me, find me, think I look interesting or cute. But I don't think yeah, you can make your own sound fonts out of samples. Like if you take an SPC file and you record the instruments, right, somehow into a wave format, you can use those waves to make a sound font. And I don't know how to do that because I've never done it myself, but it is a thing that people do. It's how people made them originally. But you do have an opportunity to make them a little bit better than the ones that are online. Some of them are like horribly out of tune. Jackson, thank you so much for the $5 pledge. That means so much to me. You have no idea. There's so much content coming. You're going to be the first in line to hear about the documentary progress. You're going to get all the songs before anybody else. Like, I really, really appreciate that. Thank you. That really means a lot. That shit is that pays my bills. It feeds my pets. It puts food on my table and allows me to put food on the table of my friends with opportunities that I don't have to take myself because you guys are helping me financially. So thank you. Also, one of my friends is usually better for the job than I am. I should learn my acoustic version of Reach for the Stars, honestly. Take off at the speed of sound. That's not it. Is it up here? Take off at the speed of sound. Bright lights, colors all around. I'm running wild, living fast and free. Got no regrets inside me. Not looking back, not giving up, not letting go. I'll keep on running. Where are the chords? Not letting go. I'll keep on running. I'm gonna reach for the stars. Although they look pretty far, I'm gonna find my own way and take a chance on today. The skyward stars so bright, the colors feel so right. I've never felt like this. I'll keep on running. The sky will start so bright, the colors feel so right. Just take my hand, we're gonna reach for the stars tonight. Wake up, living day by day. Do what I want. That part's hard, I sing it different. Wake up, living day by day. Do what I want and I'll do it my way. The world is flying right below my feet. Got no regrets inside me. Not looking back, not giving up, not letting go. I'll keep on running. chance on today. I have to record that. That's the last thing I have to record for the album. The only thing I haven't done yet is that ending. I'm gonna find my own way and take a chance on today. I have to record that ending because that's the end of the first half of the album, and then it goes into the Mario Galaxy remasters. This album is so crazy, y'all. It's... Yo, what's up, Nick? I'm on
What's up?
I'm on YouTube Live right now.
You're live on YouTube.
I am live on YouTube currently on my phone. I'm doing an AMA, impromptu AMA, while I decompress with some beer and some acoustic guitar. Nick Newhouse,
Ooh.
aka Bear Cave, is here. We're pending Bolide, so I'm kind of just giving myself a break because all the pre-masters are done except for the one that's not finished.
That's just insane, man. I don't know whether or not anyone's in chat because all right.
There's
I
like
guess you're pretty active on YouTube, but
my
anyway,
YouTube is like 3 to 10 viewers without having to message anybody really.
well, there you go.
No, not Sixto. Oh, is Sixto here? Oh, Sixto, what's up, dude? What an inspiration. Sixto sounds. Well, anyway, you were saying nice things to me. What was that? Go ahead.
I just continue to be impressed that you have pushed this album. I don't know if chat is aware of how much effort was put in the last 2 weeks to get basically, what do you think, like 5 out of the
5 out of 7, because because Robo Rob and I were almost done, and Mega Flare and I were completely done, and you and I were like at like 50%, I think. And so we took it from, basically 2 tracks being finished to 7 tracks being finished. 6 right now, but it's going to be 7 after Bolide and I.
Had you not started with Arthur, Vector U, or...
Oh, yeah, no, we had started some of those as well. So it was probably more like 3.5 tracks. We went from 3.5 to 7 in 2 weeks. But with a level of, like, obsessive attention to detail that, like, probably wasn't appropriate for the amount of time that we had. But
Yeah.
but none of us... That's the thing is, like, all the people that worked on this album, I'm talking to you, YouTube, as well. Everybody who worked on it, we all have really like freaky high standards, which is probably why we're still in music production at all. We all know what we think is cringe and what we think is cool, and if we're gonna make a cheesy, like, sort of, I don't know, super, I want to say gay, but like it's like a very romantic album, right? Like this is very much like try hard, very self-serious. And we know that what we want to sound like because we're all video game music fans except Arthur. Well, Arthur likes video game music. They just don't play games. They don't have like, Arthur and Medic, aka Catmosphere, told me that they played games in their childhood, but only at other people's houses, and we haven't found the songs that they remember that unlock their nostalgia. We just haven't found any of them yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, we all have a mutual love for video game music and EDM, and it's like, I was just listening through the album on stream and listening, giving previews of each song and listening to the transitions, because we're doing seamless transitions. It's meant to be a full album listen. It is really fucked up. Like if you step back from the album and you listen to it laid end to end, and you only focus on the individual moments that like would kind of make you go, huh, that's something I haven't heard before, like that's special, or like that's really nostalgic, or that takes me back. It's like every minute and a half of the album. Like from second 0, every minute and 30 seconds, there's like a moment that if you're a fan of me, or if you're a fan of EDM, if you're a fan of VGM especially, or these specific songs especially, it's gonna touch you. It's gonna get right. It's gonna stick a little finger in you. You know what I mean? And
Canceled.
Canceled. We sterilize. There's always time for lube, but uh, yeah, it's really mind blowing to know that I'm making an album that's for me. Where it's like I want to listen to this, and I want something that makes me as excited as possible. We really didn't compromise on much. The only stuff we compromised on was like the scope creep that I was trying to add last minute, and that stuff was turned out to be totally unnecessary. And I had a good instinct for what needed to be cut, and when to just call something finished. Like I could make mixing
Yeah.
adjustments. I could make mixing adjustments to Frog's theme, but also like I don't want to open FL Studio anymore, so I'm not gonna. Like it's fine, it's okay to get it to 98% because that's 100% more than most people ever finish.
Yeah, for sure.
So I mean, but I don't know if you were there when I think it was only Arthur. I was trying to, because we're documenting all of this, we're making the show out of it. I was like trying to think of what the moral of the story that we're telling is. This is a reality show now. What's the actual moral? And for me, it's you guys. It's the fact that you're all just willing to drop basically everything, and make time in your schedule to work on this, to make this thing. Really, it's y'all's willingness to chase down every silly idea that we think might be funny, and constantly recentering our focus on what our North Star for determining if we're doing well working with each other is whether or not we're smiling and making each other laugh, and wouldn't it be funny? But really, like, this is the story of like my closest friends who somehow still tolerate me in a management type position, agreeing to have me manage them for a 2-week period that is 100% my own fault for procrastinating, and then like breaking my arm like an idiot. It's a story of my closest friends who are willing to go out of their way for me, and the moral is that you should pay attention to the people that are doing that, and you should love them and appreciate them, because they won't be around forever if you don't say thank you. So Nick, thank you.
Well, I appreciate that, and also I would add that you and I have been friends for a long time, and because we don't live like together in the same city or anything, sometimes I don't know. And this cuts both ways. Sometimes I don't know whether or not there is a reason why you and I like don't communicate for like a week or something. It's like we don't always text every day. We often like message each other like every day or every other day. But like, I think I should probably have realized, honestly, that when you fucked up your wrist and then just like dropped off the map for like 3 weeks, it wasn't just like, oh, I'm busy. It's like, I am devastated.
Yeah, I was going through, like, I was in a cocoon, like, for real.
Yeah, so I mean, I think people like me who know you well enough should probably have like realized like how can I help to bring you out of that. Unfortunately, like you being the guy for this album, it's like, there's only so much we can do on our end as far as like actually being productive. But just on an emotional level, I think there's something to be said for like when your close friends drop off the fucking map. It's probably a sign that you could, reach out and try to help a little bit more. I regret not doing that.
Aw, that's really sweet. I mean, I wouldn't have answered you anyway. Probably. Like, I would have been, I was in a deep depressive state for a good like 2 weeks straight. Like, it was bad. And it was like isolate from the world. Mario Maker, like, level creator was my only friend. And like, when people were around, I was okay. But when I was by myself, I hated who I saw. And, if somebody would have texted me and be like, how are you doing? I would have been like, just going through it, But you mentioned there's only so much y'all can do to be creative or to be productive. And I told Arthur, I was like, this album would not have gotten done if Rob didn't set that deadline and I didn't show up with just like 110% energy every single day, even when I got knocked off kilter from, the personal stuff that happened in the middle of these 2 weeks. And like, I lost 2 days. Like, we're 2 days behind schedule that we would have been done 2 days ago if there hadn't been any incidents in my personal life. But I didn't have any savings for that. I didn't have any spoons saved up. So when something went wrong during the 2 weeks, it was like, oh, I gotta not do this job for a couple days, but the album wouldn't have gotten done if y'all didn't hear from me. Every single one of you motherfuckers would have been like, "Huh, haven't heard from Ben. I hope that album's okay. It's probably fine." Like,
Yeah.
which is what I would expect, you know. Like, I'm the manager.
Yeah, it's relatively reasonable. I mean, really Charming's in charge, but
Charming is literally running my life. Shout outs to Charming.
yo, it's brief digression because I'm on my roof in like the middle of Manhattan. I can see the fucking Freedom Tower spire. I didn't realize it did this. It's probably been doing it all month. It's cycling between the rainbow flag, which this spire must be like 40 stories tall on its own.
What's up, Pat? It's got album soon,
like,
I guess.
And I think it's the trans flag, which is, it's just interesting that it's not just one or just the rainbow. I don't know, like what's the most inclusive of the flags? I assume just the rainbow.
Well, the most inclusive one currently, I think, is the rainbow flag that includes the black and brown stripes. Like, that one's pretty widely adopted.
Yeah.
But the trans flag does, especially nowadays, it's pertinent to separate it because, you know, we're much further along on gay rights than we are on trans rights. And now currently we're further along on gay rights than we are on women's rights. Like, what is happening? Sucks. So, you know, I think the reason to show them separately is because trans issues are at the forefront, and they're, you know, and they're the most hate crimed people. So, like, we should be talking about them.
Dude, yeah, for sure. But
I'm not saying you disagree with me. I'm just.
I do not disagree with you, obviously. But I'm also not 100% sure that this is the trans flag. But I would be surprised if it wasn't. I think it's like purple, pink, blue type beat.
Yes. Is it purple? Purple, pink, blue is bisexual.
There's no way the city of New York is shouting.
Trans is
bisexual.
Trans is pink. It's like pastel pink, blue, and white. Is it not?
Well, you can't really do pastels with like LEDs, so I don't know what this
It's
is.
definitely got white in there. God forbid I Google it.
Oh, in any case, I had a funny thought, which is that
Yeah, blue. Yeah, light blue, pink, and white. I knew
I
that.
think we can convince MAGA folk that if we want to make America great again, we should, you know, allow abortions. Maybe go back in time.
Yeah, go back to the way things used to be.
Yeah, you want to make America so great again? How about women get abortions if they need it? You fucking assholes! Like,
Oh, so it's make America great again then, but not now.
yeah.
I hate everything. Don't listen,
There's
Google. I love you, Google. You're my favorite, Google. YouTube.
There's a good tweet in there somewhere. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just, hey, if you want to make America great again, you allow abortions. Like that's it.
Pat Van, yes, I am transitioning to a guitar, singer-songwriter, cover songs band. I've got a bunch of people, a bunch of instrumentalists and singers that are interested in helping me with it. I have a full set list that I practice pretty frequently. I just haven't been practicing it because I'm finished the album. But yeah, currently the project is tentatively titled. The project's currently called Hot People Problems. Not necessarily final, but that's the one that keeps sticking out in my head. Yeah, I have enough material for an EP. We just have to get a band together, and I have to decide how I want to record the EP, if I want to record an EP, if I want to do singles, you know. But the ideal with Hot People Problems is it's not beholden to the things that I expect that I'm supposed to do in the music industry. I'm not worried about getting a label deal. I'm not worried about how many plays I get. I'm not worried about any of the numbers. I'm more just focused on finding people who vibe with what I'm already doing and helping them communicate to me what they think I should do next. And, you know, staying in touch via YouTube streaming and Instagram stories and Twitch streaming, and, you know, only giving the options of what really speaks to me. It's the point is I'm doing a video game remix album, the last thing I'll ever have to do. If I never touch VGM after this, I don't think very many people will complain. And if they do, I will just point them to this fucking documentary and tell them maybe they should reconsider if they want me to physically die or not. If people want me to do more video game music after this, it's like, dude, I don't know what to tell you. There's so much gold in my catalog and the stuff I've done with my friends. Like, I'm tired. It's been a decade of this shit. It's been 20 years of this shit since I started fucking with video game music in FL Studio. 20 years, 19 years. So people want more after that. Like, they're going to get it when they get it, and they're going to get the stuff that doesn't feel like work for me. And that's whenever it happens. And the point with Hot People Problems is that it is never allowed to feel like work, and that there are no expectations, and there is no projecting or hope or externalization. It's just, this is me finding myself with my audience who cares about this side of me and seeing where it takes me, you know, focusing on the people that still support me when I start doing Weezer covers or whatever. Like, I don't want to care about any of it anymore. I just want VGM to make my money. I want to help people in that space where I can, and I want to be the rock star that I already should be. You know, I took a detour from my real dreams like 20 years ago without even really realizing it. And then I took another detour from the dreams that I picked 20 years ago, like almost 10 years ago with Tiny Waves. And now I'm like back on my path, you know, and I cannot choose to come back to this path and go back to my roots for money. That's the opposite of what I'm doing. You know, if I'm going to broadcast my midlife crisis, it's going to be genuine, really. But yeah, to answer your question, yes, I'm starting a band. It's probably going to be called Hot People Problems, and it's just going to be whichever of my talented friends want to jam, and whatever shows we can get, whatever open mics we can. The thing is, like, I can book the open mics, so you know, see us at a ratty hole in the wall bar near you. Wear your mask, please.
Except it won't be near me.
I mean, I'll probably tour eventually. I just want to play like a couple of the venerable venues here in town, and then I'll be happy. I just want to book. I want the band to be popular enough locally that I can get one of the big mid-sized venues where it's like you have to kind of be a big deal to play or have a lot of money. And I don't want to do it because I have a lot of money. I will. Don't get me wrong. If I end up with a lot of money before I end up with clout, I will use the money instead of clout. I don't care. But I'm not rich. You kidding me? Yeah, I hope that answers your question, Pat. I hope you're doing well. I noticed your band on TikTok. I love them. I love you and your band. Yeah, Paging Mr. Herman. You guys are awesome. Making what we want because we want to make it. Exactly. And the people who want to give you money for that will find you, and they won't think about the fact that they want to give you money until you say it. You say, hey, if you want to give us money for this, and then a lot of them will go, oh shit, I kind of do actually. I just got a Patreon pledge today from this stream. Just being like, hey, you want to download 3 of the songs off of the album? They're there. They're just ready to go. Give me $1. And fuck it. That person gave me $5, you know? Thank you again, Jackson. I appreciate that pledge tonight. That was awesome. Like literally just going live on YouTube made me $5, $10 a month, you know? Because Jackson's like, oh shit, I do actually want you to keep doing what you do. And, you know, ultimately, from now on, I'm making everything for those people, you know? I mean, I'm making it for y'all as well. Just being here is always more than enough. But if you're giving me money, like, your words will be louder. I may not listen to them, but they will be louder. I mean, just sometimes, just because someone's giving you money doesn't mean they have automatically good ideas. That's all I'm saying.
That is very true.
And it certainly doesn't automatically make us friends. None of this does.
Yeah.
The internet's scary.
The internet is scary. But to be fair, you have become friends with some of your viewers.
Oh yeah. I mean,
it's not like you pull them out.
But you know, we don't have to talk about it all the time, is what I'm saying. I don't want people to get the wrong idea. I am very much a content creator, and y'all are very much an audience. And sometimes that's different than that, but that boundary always remains and should always be valid. Just doing some expectation management, you know? You got to get them early. It's okay. The world will be over soon, and you won't even be able to find me because you can't go outside. So, there you go. We'll all just be watching Bo Burnham, being like, yeah, he really got to the heart of it. And then, like, our house burns down from a wildfire, and we're like, yep, he really got to the heart of it. And then we burn to death. Like, God, Bo Burnham really, voice of a generation. Got my. Go ahead.
I want the Mythbusters to exist again.
I want the Mythbusters to bust.
Bustin' makes me feel good.
Oh yeah, I would love to play shows with you guys. Absolutely, yeah, for sure. Hit me up. Don't you have my phone number? I'm pretty sure you have my number. Post my phone number here in chat. Don't do that.
I'm about to fucking do it.
But I like streaming to my YouTube channel because like a lot of people show up and comment, whereas if I stream to Instagram, it's like it just makes me want to kill myself. It's awful. Like it's the worst feeling in the world. Sorry, Instagram. Not sorry.
Ben Briggs.
No, Tara. No, Tara. We just talked about this. Tara said, but I want to call my friend Ben. You better be joking. I'm not fucking around. Yeah, we're just bull-eyed pending right now. I also haven't melodined the vocal harmonies for Sonic Colors yet because it's the most tedious thing in the universe. Documented the whole process of like coming up with vocal harmonies from scratch, all improvised just by jamming over my other recorded vocals last night. Everything I went from 0 to vocals with no reference material. Documented all of it on Twitch, so that'll be on the Patreon. And if you subscribe on Twitch, you can watch that VOD right now, and you can listen to me sing terribly for a long period of time until it sounds kind of cool. That is the one thing about this album that's annoying is like I didn't have time to get really good vocal takes for that track. I have to just get it to where the tone of my voice and the rhythm sounds good, and then I just have to fix it in post. Because I just don't have time to practice this. The song's in my high range, so it's like, if I'm belting and I don't sound dorky, the pitch is irrelevant, because I just don't have time. So I gotta go into Melodyne 5 and do surgery on a grape.
What song needs vocals?
The Sonic Colors cover. I'm gonna reach for the stars. Do you not even know that's happening?
Oh no, I forgot that.
Me and Bull-Eye's track is like pop punk ska Sonic Colors.
Yep.
Hello, Tail Tactics. I'm here with Nick Newhouse. We are decompressing after delivering 6 out of 7 of the pre-masters for Video Game Music Essentials, Ben Briggs, the upcoming album, July 22nd. And I thought I would do a little AMA and just, have a beer, because we're waiting on one collaborator, and I have one last tedious piece of work to do, and then I don't have to open an audio editing program a single time after this. Everything else is typing data into spreadsheets and telling Rob what I want the track transitions to be. And then we're off to the fucking races. We'll be uploading probably by Friday. I mean, we will be uploading by Friday. And then Saturday we have K-pop rave with special guest performer Brooklyn, who's an actual K-pop idol. We're working with his management company to bring an actual full like 30-minute set to the K-pop rave that's on Saturday, and then Sunday we're doing Cos Rave Neko Night, which is like cat girls and cat boys. Yeah, so busy week, and then I just uploaded 2 tracks to Patreon for the end of the month, and then yeah, I finished 2 commissions. I finished a commission for a YouTube channel called JRPG Life. You should go check them out. They're a super cute married couple that makes great content if you like gaming. And I did a commission for Lythero, an amazing just streamer that really loves my stuff, and he commissioned a Dragon Ball Z remix. So I got both of those finished during all of this. That's the thing I forgot is like, it was 8 songs. It wasn't fucking 6 or 7. It was 8. 9 actually, if we count the Mega Flare one, but the Mega Flare one was like nearly done. But everything wrapped. We're wrapping 8 songs. We've wrapped 7 of those 8 songs, including 2 commissions that weren't related to the album that I had to finish on my own time while everybody else was working in parallel.
Damn.
Yeah, dude, I've been cracked. And again, I haven't had my ADHD meds in 2 weeks, and I don't have any issues. Breaking.
Necessity.
Well, I don't think they were a necessity for me to survive. They were a necessity for me to see what was possible. Like to see how I can function. But then the crutch eventually had to go away, and I realized that the issue was all of the work that drains my ADHD battery is secretarial stuff. It's keeping track of different, juggling responsibilities, keeping in contact with people, email threads, planning, organizing. That's stuff that I don't even know how to do, let alone do it where everyone else is depending on me to do it. So I just delegated all that stuff to Charming, who is a way more organized person, and he's handling it beautifully. Contracts just appear on my desk, and I sign them. And I'm like, everything good? And he's like, yep. Because he just checks in and tells me what needs to be done, and if he has questions, I answer them, and then he disappears, and stuff gets done. I don't have to type anything. I don't have to type emails. I don't have to send DMs. I don't have to talk to anybody. Because I shouldn't. I should only be doing creative work and big picture shit and meetings and like thinking about the future and doing creative work. Like that's what I'm a professional musician. Like that's my job. And and honestly, that's the other lesson is like, this is my job for a reason. I'm really fucking good at this. Like it feels good to feel good and know that you're good at something and to have that sort of confidence and then have friends that are there to back it up because without you guys collabing on all the songs, I just would not have done the album. That was the condition that I did this album on was they all have to be collabs because I won't have the bandwidth otherwise. And yeah, so now not only does the album get done because we're sharing the bandwidth, but it becomes much greater because everything I make with you guys is greater than the sum of its parts, Every single track on this album is the best thing I've ever done, and my collabs are always my favorite songs because it brings someone else's talent to the table. And there's this, at least when I'm collabing with y'all, the compromises are never too much for either side. It's like we always find something we agree on that we both very much wholeheartedly want to put our names on. It's never like, there's never bad blood after like I didn't change a C sharp or whatever. And you're like, God, there's specifically a C sharp. You're like, I remember that C sharp.
I remember that.
Do a kickflip. I enjoyed watching the process of Dragon Roost Island on Twitch. Thank you so much for tuning in. Yeah, so Dragon Roost Island, you can download that track right now. It's on my Patreon. Frog's theme from Chrono Trigger, Dragon Roost Island from Wind Waker, and Do It Now from Killer Instinct are all, you can if you pledge on Patreon right now for $1 or more, you can download those immediately. You just scroll through the feed and grab them at final MP3s with the artwork, and they're like kind of beta versions, so they're gonna be a little bit different than what the public sees in a month. So yeah, please consider $2 a month, and you get access to 184 songs right now, 184 MP3s. Some of which are still exclusives, a lot of which are like beta versions of like my Studiopolis remix and stuff. Everything on there is kind of a rarity because most of it gets edited and remastered. So you're getting like beta versions of everything that are still very, very slappy. Let's start calling things slappy instead of slapper.
I know you slapper.
Also, if you're wondering what these are our uh, Florida State trademarks, and then I've got our federal trademarks over here, and our first Halloween weekend flyer in between them. They watch over me for some motherfuckers that might try to piss in my Kool-Aid. Trademark your shit. That's all I'm saying. Trademark your shit because eventually someone's gonna piss in your Kool-Aid, and like the only way to fucking stop them is to have a trademark. You gotta be. It's weird. It's like you don't need to threaten people. You need the ability to threaten people when they are like trying to steal your fucking shit. It's very weird. I hate copyright. There's a reason that we had to like have a wake up call to trademark our shit because we're just like we love everybody and we just treat people with respect, and it's like that's not what business is for most people like at all. Everything's cutthroat. Everything's a zero sum game, and it's like the sooner you learn that like literally if you're an entrepreneur there's no such thing as zero sum because like there's always a dupe that's willing to buy your stupid product. There's always another, no matter how dumb your product is, there's always somebody who's willing to buy it off an Instagram ad. No matter how niche your music is, there's always a new fan that hasn't discovered you yet, and they can be fans of multiple things. Like none of this is a zero sum game, and the people who treat it like it is are shooting themselves in the foot. But trademark your shit so when those people show up, you can show them that the sum is actually the total amount of stuff minus the stuff that they're not allowed to steal. That's the real sum. Is you can't actually. The sum of all things is negative the stuff that I own. Unfortunately, try another lane. But whatever. Longtime fan since Insert Rupee. Yo, shout outs to Insert Rupee. Shout outs to fucking Halsey for God, so much collaborative inspiration and fun times making tracks back in the day. Hope he's doing well. We don't talk too much anymore, but yeah, those are some of. I listened back to those old Insert Rupee tracks, and it's like really, really inspired stuff. You hear that. You hear that youth with too much time on your hands kind of vibe. Like, your old music is like, yeah, I was neglecting other parts of my life, and that's why it sounds so cool. And now we're full circle, and I'm not neglecting those other parts of my life, and it sounds even better, Like, I can listen to this stuff and be like, wow, what was I on? Because I'll listen to the shit that I made when I was like 16, and I'm like, who was this kid? Where's all the inspiration now? And like this album feels like that. I listen to this shit, I'm like, holy fuck, this is next level. We are cracked out of our minds. Like, is every single person on this album just on meth? Like, what is going on?
I am really genuinely excited for it because I think you're right that when you get to bounce off of other people who have complementary skill sets, you really do come up with like the best shit.
There's so many moments where you and I would say we have to try, where if it was just one of us, we wouldn't have even thought of it, and even if we did, we would have been too lazy to try.
Yeah, it's hard when you're alone to motivate yourself to like not take the shortcuts, and it's that's like the rule of thumb is like if I feel myself being like that feels like a little too much work, and I notice it, then I have to do it no matter what it is. Like, it's hard though to self motivate about that kind of shit.
Yeah, and I struggled. The biggest struggles for self motivation I've had during this process are just the tedium of having to process vocals that aren't good takes in the first place, which I think is a valid thing to want to procrastinate on. Because I would rather just record better vocals, but I know I don't have that kind of time, unfortunately. So when you hear the vocals on my amazing Sonic Colors cover, listen for those auto-tune warbles, because I don't give a fuck if it sounds auto-tuned. I'm so over it. At first I was like, I want to prove to people I can sing, and then I was like, I don't actually give a fuck if anyone thinks I can sing. Like, they're gonna hear me sing plenty. They don't need to hear me sing on this. Like, it's in my range. I sound like fucking dollar store Billy Joe Armstrong. That's all I can ask for.
That works. I might drop off and go watch some TV before bed.
Hell yeah, man. Well, thank you, Nick Newhouse, for appearing on this AMA that will probably end up in the doc somewhere.
Heck yeah. I cannot believe how much content is going to need to be edited, but I'm actually kind of looking forward to maybe watching that as well at some point.
Yeah, I'm really interested in. I can't wait to talk to 808 and start conceptualizing how we're going to go about it and like what the story is and if we want to do a mini series or a movie. Super stoked.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting whether or not you can pull together a narrative that people would like want to watch in like a feature film setting, or like if it would just be like, I am an
Chapters.
ultra Ben Briggs fan and I want to just hear, you know, how the shit went down when shit hit the fan, and it's like,
Well, I do think that because it's like I'm finishing an album like remotely with a bunch of other music producer collaborators, I think that is kind of what makes it have more of an interest, more of a value proposition for someone who doesn't care about VGM. It's like, hey, this is what it looks like to produce basically like a crazy ass pandemic album.
yeah,
With and you get to see all the shortcuts and you get to see how actually flying by the seat of our pants we really are. You know, I think a lot of people think that there's like this level of skill or technical proficiency that you need to have, and it's like
right.
that's there, but it's really just the basics of using your software. And then past that, it literally doesn't matter, and everything goes wrong, and everyone's a fraud. And like, if
Yeah.
anything is stopping you from like creating, it should not be the idea that you're not professional enough, because that shit's fucking not real. Like we're at the top of our game. We are the contemporaries right now of video game remixing, and we're just full of shit. Like we're just a bunch of idiots. Like, and it's great. I want people to see that. Like you can be fake and not fake. You can be a fraud and you can be doing things quote unquote wrong, and you can make the best record of your life, and everyone's gonna love it. So, anyway, not to soapbox off of you, but
No, you're I'm with you. And I also feel like there will be things that I watch about this that are going to be like surprising regarding our own track. Like, you know, I was along for that ride, and I'm still gonna watch something that's like you jamming along for like 35 minutes before you figure out that solo or whatever. Like, I hope that's recorded. I'd love to see how like some of that shit.
I'm pretty sure I recorded that on my phone, and I specifically only used takes that were from that iPhone recording. Yeah.
You'll tell me you recorded that
So
with your.
I practiced. I recorded it into FL Studio, but once I
Okay.
found what I liked, there was like a 10-minute session where I just jammed on it, and then I believe that does. I made a point to only use the takes that are from that part that I recorded also on my phone. So there's just a video of me like you get to see me like getting into the music the way that I really do. And then yeah, all of those ended up in the final guitar solo.
Interesting.
Yeah, I just thought might as well record this, and I just like made a note of the timestamps so we can sync it up later. So there will be a point where I'm in the production studio, like streaming on Twitch, and then like a vertical video of me will pop up, and it'll sync up with like me doing a test recording for 10 minutes. And then when you listen to the album, you can pick out the parts that got chopped and screwed.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Fuck. It's gonna be fun, dude. All right. Hopefully Bullhead will. Are you waiting for Bullhead to wake up?
No, Bullhead's up, but I'm waiting for him to say I'm working now, because he just hasn't said shit. I mean, whatever. I definitely think that he wants another day, and I don't think Rob's gonna be mad about it. But like, I would like to get it done tonight so I can wake up tomorrow and be a person again. I'm so tired.
Yeah.
But hey, tomorrow marks 2 weeks, so you know we might as well just go all the way. 2 weeks, baby.
For 2 weeks, yeah. 2 weeks since your phone or your body was capable of doing things again. Or since Robo-Rob gave you the deadline, I was like, dude, you have to finish this fucking album.
Well, Rob was like, I need it in 8 days, and I was like, no, and he was like, yeah, that's probably fair.
Yeah, he's like, you're like, have you listened to any of this?
This is like, this isn't end of week, bud. Like, I'm sorry, I was like, there's gonna be tracks missing. They're gonna sound like shit, and you're gonna hate me because mastering them. You're gonna be mastering them 5 minutes before you upload them. We can't do that. And he's like, yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah.
Friends,
For sure.
friends meeting each other in the middle. That's the theme of the album. Truly. Because we're friends and we like good content. We like making good music.
And everyone's an imposter except us, because just kidding, we're actually imposters too, but we're really good at being imposters.
That's the thing, is like everyone's an imposter, but you can be successful even if you are, because everyone is. Nobody knows what the fuck they're doing. I think the other day my friend asked me, do you ever stop feeling like a kid who's still learning how to be an adult? And I was like, no, absolutely not. I'm like 8 years old and I'm 9 years older than this person. I'm like, trust me, it only gets slightly easier. Everybody has lost a car because they forgot to change their oil, and it just ruins their life, and there's nothing they can do about it. Like, no. You're always just a kid pretending to be an adult until you are good enough at pretending that people stop bothering you about it.
Yeah. Dude, I just bought this fucking apartment. I don't know if I told you about this. We just bought this apartment.
Yeah, no, Mazel Tov.
Yes, it is sick, but I'm still just like, I was going through this whole process, and they're just like, everyone's explaining shit to me, and I'm just like, okay, cool. Do I have to do anything, or is this just gonna happen if we give you all of our super invasive financial information?
Do I have to do it? Can I go back to bed? It's like 9.
Yeah. Like, literally, I had people calling me being like, yeah, so the U.S. government bond market is kind of about, there's predictions that it's going to shambles and interest rates are going to spike. You need to lock something in now. I was just like, I don't know why the bond market and the mortgage interest rates are even related. Can you back this up and shit? Like, what the fuck?
Can I fap in the shower really quick and call you back?
I need a pre-fitty. Yeah, I don't know, dude. So it's like, I just bought home and I still don't feel like a fucking adult. It's so weird.
I inhaled my spit earlier. It was bad.
Great job.
Great job.
But
Cool, man.
I'm actually dropping off this time. Okay, goodbye, everyone. Ben Briggs is great. Follow him and subscribe on Patreon to get music for free. Goodbye.
Bye, Bear Cave / Nick Newhouse. Go follow Nick on everything. He's a real homie. Bye. All right, now it's just me and you, YouTube. Let's play some songs because I'm feeling frisky. I'm going to get another beer, though. I mean, maybe I'm not Bolide pending. Maybe we're not pending Bolide. Maybe Bolide is waiting on me to just give him the stems, but I want a mixing session with him. I tried calling him earlier and he didn't pick up, so that tells me he's probably busy. He didn't DM me after I called him either, so. Yeah. I'm playing dead, perfect pose, cold turkey with a human head of a stunted kid who hopes someone will worry about me and find me and think I look interesting or cute. There we go. I don't look like I'm dying. I'm looking at myself after 2 weeks of literally being in the studio for between 8 and 16 hours a day. And sleep schedules that shift over the weeks and not sleeping enough and sleeping too much and too much caffeine, too much vaping. I don't look like I'm dead. I look like I need a shower. I do need a shower. So I'm gonna play some songs and then I'm gonna shower. But like, I'm pretty happy with my mental health, if I'm being honest. I thought things were gonna fall apart. I thought that like I thought I was gonna break down, man. I literally thought that I was gonna break down under the pressure, and like it never came. I would get sad or whatever, and I'd go to bed, and I'd wake up, and I'd be like, ready to go, do the thing that needs to get done, help my friends get the thing done that needs to get done. I can't wait for you guys to hear this album. I really can't. It just means so much to me. It means more to me than I thought it would. I didn't really have a prediction of what it would mean to me, but after 2 weeks of putting all of my blood, sweat, and tears and effort and energy and time into a singular project with my favorite people, some of my favorite people, the list is very long. It actually kind of means everything. And I listened back to the album, and it's like, I can't believe that we made this. And then I think about who I made it with, and it's like, of course we made this. That's who we are. If we say we're gonna do something, we do it. We don't just do it, we do it better than anyone else. Or to the best of our ability, which turns out to be better than a lot of people usually. No offense. Obviously, we're all on our own paths, but I'm just so happy. That's really it. And I hope that when the album comes out, it'll make you happy. And if you see me play at a convention and you hear me play one of the songs from the album, it'll make you happy then. And if you see me on stage with my friends who I made the album with, and we're playing our songs together on stage, and we're hugging and crying and dancing, and you can be in the crowd and you've heard it too, and you're hugging and crying and dancing, like, that's all I want. That's all I want. I just want all of the laughter and all of the fucking determination and all of the fucking, wouldn't it be funny if we put such and such into this fucking video, it's Zelda track, you know? I want every single one of those moments to come through and make you feel the way that we felt making them, which was like really happy. Really just every single track on this album is me and a friend trying to make each other happy. Wouldn't trade that shit for the world, man. And you can hear it. Trust me. You can fucking hear it. Anyway, this is an original song. It's called Heartworm. Try to be quiet. I'm playing dead, perfect pose, cold turkey with a human head of a stunted kid who hopes someone will worry about me and find me, think I look interesting or cute. But I don't think I do. No, I don't think I do you? 'Cause I'm cool, I'm fun, I'm too much, I'm not appropriate for anyone, I'm too drunk to be this picky. I've got this love stuck inside my chest, and now I just can't breathe. It's eating me, heartworm, love bug, keeping me up. Heartworm, love bug, keeping me alive. Heartworm, love bug, keeping me up. Heartworm, love bug. And I'd wait in the rain through all the days of pain until I fade into a stain across the pavement. Just to say that you're my favorite, there's no other way to say it. Say it to you someday. Say it to you someday. But maybe not today. Say it to you someday. 'Cause I'm cool, I'm fun, I'm too much, and yet I'm not enough for anyone. I'm too old to be this clingy. I've got your song stuck inside my head. Now I just can't sing for anybody else. Too fun, too much, not appropriate for anyone. I'm too drunk to be this picky. Got your love built up inside my head. Now I just can't breathe, see clearly. I've got your touch swelling up inside my chest, and now I can't breathe. It's killing me. Heartworm, love bug, eating me up. Heartworm, love bug, eating me alive. Heartworm, love bug, you're eating me up. Heartworm, love bug, you're eating me alive. Heartworm, love bug, eating me up. Heartworm, love bug, eating me alive. Heartworm, love bug, eating me up. Heartworm, love bug, you're keeping me alive. You're keeping me alive. So won't you stay inside? You don't have to hide. You can stay inside as long as you like. So won't you stay inside? 'Cause you're keeping me alive. That was an original song called Heartworm, and I forgot the lyrics a little bit. It's why we practice. Hello, chat. How are you? Hi. Say something. Now. I like you better than Instagram. A lot better. Actually. No contest. Hi, Adagio. You know, if you weren't so nice, I'd say you're a stalker. You know that capture card you gave me still exists? We use it out there. Hey, it's cool that searching for a passion that you enjoy, but thanks for the great songs you've made as well. Of course, the great songs I've made are for you. I'm so glad you think they're great. Thank you. That means a lot. I'm gonna cry. I'm literally gonna cry. I've had a couple of drinks. The album is like 97% done. I'm gonna cry. We gotta chill. Let's play like a fun song. Maybe something a little less sad. This is called The Reasons. It's about all the reasons that you love somebody and that you're glad that they exist. And for me, it's a song. Oh, thank you so much for the $3. That's ridiculous. Yo, what's up, Pilfer Pup Draws? How you doing? Are you an artist? Do you draw? Do you draw weird furry art? Or you draw normal furry art? Or both? There's a lot of money in weird furry art.